What's up, boys?
Avada
What was that? Was that supposed to be Avada Kedavra?
Kedavra.
No, that's Lumos, bro. Well, if you're new to the program, I'm James, and joined as always by my younger big brother from another mother, Joe.
So
And if for whatever reason you like us, I mean, you can subscribe to the YouTube and basically anywhere you get your podcasts, for free, just like Joe's feet pics.
feet pics? What? Oh, dang. How'd you know?
We're everywhere, Joe.
Feet Finder.
Yes.
Isn't that, or is it Foot Finder? I don't know. Feet Finder sounds like it's more right.
Yeah, there's farmers feet only feet. Feeter, like tender, but for feet.
Oh,
I don't know.
right on.
There's a foot fungus RS.
Are you literally looking things up right now?
I'm just saying random things.
Okay. I thought maybe you were, and I was like, I'm not surprised, but also concerned.
Yeah, no. Christian feet only.
Why do I feel like that would be the most popular site?
Why do I feel like that one's the most likely to be a thing?
Valid.
See, the reason why it's funny that Joe's feet pics are free is because Joe hates feet.
Yeah, feet are disgusting.
So it's been 2 weeks. The time change made Joe sleepy.
Very. I'm still
Very
sleepy.
Avada Kedavra. Joe tried to kill me to start the show. Just don't ever forget that. He tried to kill me. But what's up,
Crucio.
Joe? How you doing? How you doing other than sleepy?
Other than sleepy, I can't really think. My body feels heavy. Does that make sense?
Oh, you're a big guy, Joe. I'm just kidding.
No, but like my head feels heavy. Like I just want to lay down. Like I was sitting on the floor yesterday, and I looked at Shay. I was like, my legs feel heavy, and I was just sitting there. I was like, I don't know that I could lift them right now if I wanted to.
Are you getting sick?
I feel drained.
Did you ever get COVID?
I think I may have had it a few weeks ago, so maybe that's what it is. Whenever I was sick for that, while.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Death.
Well, I mean, work is working. I got a new TV.
Right.
Finally.
On. Watching all the football then.
All of it. And I got a smart TV. And I don't know, I feel like everything looks clearer. I don't know if it's because I had an old, a thick flat screen. The flat screens that have the big border, and then now I have one that has no border. So it's like everything is like I'm in the room with them.
Okay.
I'm one of the Avengers, Joe.
Crucio.
And you're part of Harry Potter. Also, I know you like my little decoration in the back there, Joe.
No, I hate it. I'm trying to ignore it.
I specifically position the camera like this.
I hate it. I'm ignoring it for the next
2 weeks.
Yes.
All right. So in the last 2 weeks, I don't really remember much of, because it's a week-to-week basis. I don't really remember much of week 9, if I'm being completely honest. But I will give the score update for our head-to-head battle as of week 9. That week, you went 1-4, not good. Which brought you to 22 and 23 total.
Right on.
And I didn't get to say this last week, but I told you after the show 2 weeks ago. That was against my mother. My mother made my picks. And she went 2 and 3.
Right on.
So also not good, but better than you, I guess, last week. Valid. Yeah. I want to jump into the most exciting thing that's going on right now in the NFL.
Okay.
What it is?
What is it?
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce kissed. Did you know that couples, when they like each other, they kiss? Did you know that, Joe?
No. No. That's how you get cooties.
Oh, and Jason Kelsey was like second or third in Sexiest Man Alive.
Jason, yes.
Yeah, Jason. So Kelsey's kissing Swift.
Don't care about that one.
Jason Kelsey is finishing in top 3 of Sexiest Man Alive.
He's a gorgeous man.
I heard, I don't know if this is correct. I heard he beat out Usher or Jamie Foxx, one of the two.
Sure.
And I think that's wild.
Why?
Well, why not? What? Maybe Jamie Foxx, but not Usher.
Jason Kelsey leads all men in jersey sales for women in the NFL. Dude's the sexiest man alive.
Crucio. Also, actually, I think the biggest thing from week 10 is obviously the Chiefs, right? They had the biggest week. They went from whatever place they were in to first outright. Every team in competition for first seed lost or didn't play. The Ravens lost, the Jags lost, the Bengals lost, the Bills lost.
Eagles are the 1 seed.
This isn't March Madness. It's not like one seed over the other.
Hey, if we're going to talk about my rival, we're going to talk about your rival.
That's fair. But no, I honestly think the greatest thing going on right now is Josh Dobbs. The excitement factor. Like, honestly, if the Vikings, like, I'll say it right now. The Vikings make the playoffs and even beat the Cowboys, I'll shave my head bald. Completely, like, pick it.
Let's go, Dobbs.
Like, just completely, like, all of this. You know what? I might even shave my eyebrows too.
Let's go, Dobbs. Come on, my guy.
Shave the eyebrows. Which one would be weirder? My head or my eyebrows?
Eyebrows, 100%.
Should I do that instead?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't at all.
We'll leave it. We'll leave it to a vote. I'll clip this one. We'll leave it to a vote. Eyebrows or.
Do you know the people are going to say eyebrows?
I know, but I don't really think they'll either. They can make the playoffs, but I don't know if they'll beat the Cowboys. But yeah, I thought this banner was appropriate.
They wouldn't be going against the Cowboys.
They'd have to win a game.
They'd have to win, like, both teams would have to win a game before going against each other in the playoffs.
I guess it would depend on if like the seeding purposes.
Because neither one of you are likely to be the 1 seed. You're both likely to be wild cards, not division winners.
So Dallas is still alive for the division, so it could happen.
I mean, so are the Vikings, but it's not like
still alive. Like, they're 2 games back.
Aren't the Vikings too?
No, they're 3 games back, and they haven't played them yet. I don't think the Vikings have played the Lions yet.
But that's what I'm like.
I'll still root for the 4 seed 5. If the Vikings somehow win the division, I'll root for the 4 seed 5 seed game.
I don't know on that one.
See, that my only issue is it's got to be the wild card game, because that way I know the Cowboys will win. If it's the next round,
then you don't know.
And then it's up in the air, and the eyebrows could be gone, or oh god, what if they say shave the beard?
Pass.
That's beard. That's beard. No, I think I'm in love with Dobbs.
I mean, he gives him some semblance of a running game. Like, At least he's a threat with his legs. Like,
yeah.
Their running offense is horrendous.
This is bad news for Kirk, though, right? He gets hurt, and then like Dobbs comes in. They don't really miss a beat. If anything, they look a little bit more competent.
Well, the reason they look like they do is they actually have a running game. Like I think if Kirk had a running game, they'd be like in the lead of the division right now. I think that's been the biggest problem with the Vikings offense all year is they haven't had a sustainable run game, and their defense is not good. But I think Kirk has been amazing. I actually like Dobbs. I think he's like one of the top backups in the league. Him and like Gardner Minshew, like they're good backup quarterbacks. And I think these two guys, the seasons that they're putting forth, like I think teams might realize that they need to pay more for a backup quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think it's good.
A good backup's hard to find. I mean, like, look at what Cooper Rush did for the Cowboys last year. What Teddy was able to do for the Saints a couple of years back. Like, it's good when you have someone who can keep you afloat if your starter goes down.
Yeah, I mean, those are like those are guys that can sustain long careers. Like, think of Fitzpatrick for the longest time.
Did you just read my mind, bro? I was thinking of Daddy Fitzpatrick, but I was going to call him Daddy Fitzpatrick. And I see there is Jacoby Brissett in this group of elite backups because I don't think so.
It depends. Are we talking about a Hail Mary?
Can he throw it far? that's how we're evaluating quarterbacks now. Can he throw it far?
I mean, he is second maybe to only Aaron Rodgers as to the magic that he can pull off with a Hail Mary.
So with time expiring in the fourth quarter and you need to chuck it 70 yards.
I mean, I also think that Brissett is one of the top guys. But I don't.
He's fine.
Yeah.
He's fine. I mean, if he really was amazing, don't you think they would have kept him in New England for when Brady was inevitably leaving? Because that would be the natural step in role, right? Like maybe. He's been on like 5 teams since then.
Maybe.
But speaking of Mr. Dobbs, he was on the Browns at the beginning of this season, and they had like the most quarterback issues. Unfortunately, another injury. Granted, it was to a bad person, but a good football player. Good football player in the last half of last week's game. He did look pretty good in that second half against the Ravens.
Yeah.
But injuries suck. But yeah, slob on my Dobbs.
Dobbs was like the last year he's been on 4 teams, I'm pretty sure.
I think he's on 4 teams this year.
Was it this year?
I'm pretty sure. I feel like
I thought last year he was Titans, then started with the Browns, then went to the Cardinals, then now is on the Vikings.
I'm not 100% sure on that, but we can fact check it and come back to it. But did you see his that like the Rangers won the World Series listening to Creed, and now the Vikings have kind of adopted that?
No.
So Josh Dobbs did he took a duet of someone else singing to a completely different video and then just put Dobbs rushing touchdown, and it was with Creed in the background, and the guy was watching the highlights and he was like, oh, is he gonna yes, and he starts singing it, can you take me higher? So go to Josh Dobbs TikTok. I actually duetted that, so there's a video of me singing on TikTok. Like, actually, who doesn't get down to Creed?
I mean, we did at the wedding.
Yeah, okay. Who doesn't get down to Creed?
Yeah. I mean, I love Dobbs. So on one of my shows that I listen to that's specifically about the Broncos. They've been talking about like this upcoming week, and they've been talking about like Dobbs was benched with Arizona. Like, is he really that? And I was like, he was benched in Arizona because they knew they were trading him prior to the trade deadline. Stop it! Stop it! He wasn't benched because he was bad. Stop it!
Yeah.
You're setting people up for like emotional letdowns.
Okay. So I'm ready to have the fact check. Josh Dobbs was on. Okay, if you include the end of last year, he was on the Titans. Then he was on the Browns, just practice squad. Then the Cardinals, then Vikings. So 4 teams in the last.
I was legitimately right.
Yeah. But if you include all of 22, then he was on 6 teams. The Browns, the Titans, the Browns, the Lions, the Titans, the Browns, the Cardinals. Yeah, I just didn't know. I didn't know if it was like, I thought it was this year, which yeah. I thought it was all this year, but yeah, I knew it was something like that. So
I'm pretty sure it was since the last game of last regular season. It was Titans, Browns, Cardinals.
Yeah. And he was on 3 teams last year too. He was on the Browns, Lions, and Titans.
Yeah.
And he's actually been on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams since 2017.
Let's go, Dobbs. Astronaut.
I'm here for it. I am here for it. I don't know. I like some of my Dobbs better. That's going to be my fantasy team name next year.
So my concern with the Pastronaut is it makes me think of a pastor as well. So then I'm very confused.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
well, I do have a bad take though. I have to address it. I said Tyreek Hill should be in conversation for MVP, and then he was absolutely nothing against the Chiefs. Like,
yeah, I'd see. I don't take any of those games overseas into account though. It's such a weird timing for like all those guys.
Yeah,
like
it's also one of those things that like those games are the ones that everyone sees.
They are, but like those overseas games, I never know what to make of them. What to think like. For years, those were like the games the Jags won when the Jags were really bad.
They still are the games that they win.
I know, but like when the Jags were really bad, they won overseas. Like what can you actually say about the overseas games? I don't know.
Random fact: the Jags have won more games in London than they have in Jacksonville.
Probably.
They have. They're 1-2 at home and 2-0 in London.
Probably. Like it is. I don't understand. I don't understand like how we can ever say like it ties in because it messes with the like think about how much the time change messed with me, and I'm not an athlete by any means, and I'm not like going out there and putting my body on the line. Like,
well, you're also not a morning person at all.
I know, but like. It is a drastic change. I see. So I don't know how much we can ever put on those games, ever really.
Yeah. So if I think you just made a good argument for why the Jaguars should not move to London. They would never lose.
Honestly, probably not.
They'd probably lose every away game.
I also think it's just like. Teams that are on the West Coast, anytime they have to go to the East Coast, and it's like an early game, I think that's horrendous. Like that's just a recipe for disaster as well.
Mm-hmm. Good teams overcome that, though.
I mean, they do, but a good team doesn't overcome it if they're going against another really good team.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? Like,
which, speaking of going up against really good teams, the Dolphins can't beat them.
I hate this take so much. I hate it so much. So they beat the teams that they're supposed to beat, and they lose to the teams that they're not supposed to beat.
Yeah, I only bring it up because
how does that make them worse than what like the Cowboys losing to the Cardinals?
No, I agree 100%. That's the only reason I bring it up because like the Cowboys, which by the way, that 70-point offensive explosion that they did against the Broncos, you should actually feel better because the Cowboys outgained, not just put up, outgained the Giants by 600 plus yards.
I mean, I was talking to Shay earlier. That Dolphins defense, the team that we had starting that game is completely different than the team that's playing now. There was one starter in the secondary, right? You have nickel, 2 outside corners, both safeties. One starter that is our starter today was a starter on that game. One, and that is PS2. One.
I know we kind of had do this thing where we mostly address the comments at one time, but that's still not factual because the Bills were 3-1 when you played them. So you can butter it all you want. The Bills aren't a good football team, but yeah. So just throwing that out there.
What's your definition of good?
I don't like the Bills.
Yeah. What's your definition of good?
The team that plays winning football that doesn't make stupid mistakes to lose the game at the end.
There are only 3 good teams in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Glad we're on the same page then.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is why those 2 teams most likely will be the Super Bowl rematch probably.
Yep.
Because sometimes it's about the way the luck bounces.
It really is.
And the stuff that you see time and time again in the regular season will come back to bite you though in the postseason when you're playing good teams. So the Cowboys' time management, Mike McCarthy, no good.
Mm-hmm.
The Eagles are a turnover machine, no good.
Mm-hmm.
The Bills, even more of a turnover machine,
Mm-hmm.
no good.
Mm-hmm.
If you go based off of that, there's only one good team because there's only one team that doesn't really make the mistakes. But they do make the mistakes. They made a lot against the Broncos. But you show who you really are throughout the season, and then it really comes out to show in the postseason. Example as early as last year, the Vikings. Winning record, negative point differential, gets smacked by the Giants.
You just brought up a crate. Okay. In a fantasy league, right? This is complete side tangent. In a fantasy league, I have a positive point differential. Right?
Uh-huh.
1,278 to 1,270. Guess my record.
An 8-point difference.
Yep.
How many? 10 games in?
Yep.
3-7.
Correct.
Really?
Guess how much I lost this last game by?
0.5.
0.9.
Oh, dang. Dang.
It is wild what has been happening to my team.
Well, I mean, since you brought it up, let me check mine. I'll pull mine up and I'll ask you the same thing.
Wild.
So I have a. Where am I? Okay. Oh, I have a positive point differential too. 974 to 950. It's a little bit larger than yours.
A little bit bigger.
A little bit bigger.
4 and 6.
Crushed it. And I'm actually, now I'm sad because when I looked at it, I see that I have been eliminated from playoff contention.
Oh, so have I. I'm dumbfounded by my team.
I didn't know that yet, and now I'm sad because actually I'm on a 3-game win streak, and I should have been on a 4-game win streak, which probably would have been me not being eliminated because I didn't start Gardner Minshew when Dak was on a bye, and he had 3 touchdowns against the Browns.
my starting quarterback this last week, which would have kept me alive, right? And I lost by 0.9, was Derek Carr, who went out with concussion protocol.
And then Jameis threw two
Yeah.
touchdowns. Which, by the way, catch of the year, Olave. Did you see that?
I did see that. But is it though?
I mean, at least for the last week.
Is it though?
What was better? CD's one-handed snag?
Cortland Sutton's 3% chance of that play.
I don't care about analytics. To me, that's just made up numbers.
That was a wild play.
The one where he got his toe in?
Yes. Wild.
Yeah, I mean it was a good catch, but I don't care about it. Don't give me any of those 3%. I really don't care about that.
Wild play.
I literally saw in the middle of a game where the team was having a game-winning drive, and they're like, the other team has an 86% chance to win, and then like I don't care about any of those percentage numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So like speaking of game-winning drives, like I think we got to talk about MVP again. Should DJ Stroud be in consideration? He has 2 game-winning drives in the last 2 weeks. So I know it's recency bias. He's a rookie. He's absolutely crushing it. And actually, the Texans should probably have. Theoretically, he's had like 4 game-winning drives, but then the defense blew it, and the other team was able to kick a game-winning field goal as time expired.
Are we saying in the conversation or in the lead?
In the conversation, based on how weird this.
In the conversation, yeah, he should be in the conversation.
I also think I know I mentioned Tyreek, but I think my MVP has changed, and I know it won't happen because it's going to be a stupid quarterback.
Yeah,
I'm going for everyone, not a quarterback.
I mean,
Myles Garrett. He's the best player on the team. The quarterback sucks. Nick Chubb's hurt. Like he has 2 or 3 games where he's got 3 sacks, forced fumbles, blocked PATs, blocked field goals that turned into points. Like he'll most likely end up probably getting defensive player of the year. He might get it, but I think that one will go. I guess we'll see where the Browns end up, but
it's either him or Micah.
Because there's so much more like I think Miles is making the more big plays, like the big like heads like whoa plays. But Micah is leading. He's getting double teamed the most, and he still has the highest pressure percentage, or at least second highest.
And he gets the most airtime.
That too.
That is always a benefit. He gets the most airtime.
Which I guess do you listen to Micah's podcast at all?
No.
Have you heard any clips?
No.
Oh.
I'm not a Cowboys fan or Cowboys like rival fan.
Oh. They talk about it on obviously sports shows. So no, he says that he before last week's game that Dak should be considered in the MVP conversation.
Considered in the MVP conversation? Yeah. I think like what is considered like top 10? Yeah.
Like legitimate chance to win it, I think is what Micah was saying. Like
I think right now it's between Lamar and Patty.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody else is really in the conversation. Like realistically,
it's a coin flip. It's a coin flip.
Yeah, I think it's those two, and it's by a long shot.
Mm-hmm. Unless Tua can get it together.
Yep.
But yeah, no. Cowboys won big. Broncos won. I have nothing really much to say. I'm not allowed to brag about a blowout victory against the sappy.
The Giants just suck.
They do. But
what? So okay. Real question: what are the Giants going to do if they have a top 2 pick?
Quarterback.
What do they do with Daniel Jones?
Don't know. They should have thought about that before they paid him. Real interesting question is Dayball on the hot seat. Last year, coach of the year. This year, what?
He shouldn't be. That team is horrendous.
Yeah, but like with the expectations that he literally put on this team after one season.
So he over exceeded expectations last year.
Yep.
That set his expectations. No, that's wild. That's stupid.
NFL, not for long.
That is how you go. That's how you stay in the dumpster fire.
Mm-hmm.
I.e.
the Raiders.
If Detroit had done that, they wouldn't be where they're at right now. But
Dan Campbell's the man.
They stuck with Dan. I'm telling you, stick with Dayball and get him an actual offensive line. Get him some wide receivers.
Well, they also kind of did hit the injury bug too. Like all of them, everybody got hurt. Waller got hurt. Thomas got hurt. Jones got hurt. Barkley was banged up. Like everyone got hurt.
That team is so bad.
Yeah, they're so bad.
Like
they're so bad.
It's not on the coach.
No, I don't really think it is. But it's also like one of those funny things. Like there were people out there, and obviously Dayball did raise the bar in one season. But like legitimately thought the Giants were going to win the NFC East or come in second. I can't fathom it.
I thought they were finishing dead last. I thought they were the only team in the NFC East missing the playoffs.
I think we both said that actually. I think we both said
that. I had the Commies in the playoffs, remember?
Yeah, I didn't have the Commies in the playoffs, but I did. I think we both agreed that the Giants were going to be last.
Yeah, like they were legitimately the only team I didn't have in the NFC playoffs.
That's fair. That's fair.
They are bad, like horrendous.
You are not wrong, good sir.
I don't think a quarterback even fixes the problems.
No, it doesn't. But it gets you like a starting point. But yeah, just also Dobbs for MVP. Dobbs for comeback player of the year. Is he eligible for that?
He has to be because Geno won it last year. What did Geno come back from?
Being shit.
Exactly.
Didn't Geno get hurt though? At
No.
the end I thought he did. I don't know. Maybe it's going to go to DeMar Hamlin, even though it might not. If DeMar Hamlin actually plays a game, it's going to him. Because no matter what anybody does, coming back to life is the best comeback you can do. Is it fair? Probably not. But
if not DeMar Hamlin, I would like to say it's Javonte.
I can get up over that. So if DeMar does not step on the field, because I feel like he has to play. I don't think he can just win it for coming back to life.
He has played a snap. He did play in the Broncos game.
Did he?
Yep.
Well, then there you go. It's settled.
Yep. Which there were also a lot of people that were saying like they were ready to say NFL rigged because it was on the Broncos' final drive. And if he would have gotten an interception to end the game, that would have been like rigged.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. There you go. You know what? Before we, because I don't really, I mean, the Heat are on a 6-game win streak, so that's cool.
The NBA in-season playoff thing is stupid, and I don't respect it.
That's right. I just have sex.
But like,
did I go the same direction you wanted me to go?
Yes. Those courts are horrendous, and I don't even like going on Twitter to see like clips. Those courts are so bad.
I gotta back up.
Show me your
playoffs. Your playoffs.
I remember there was a time I was singing that while making food.
You don't still?
No.
Oh. Why not, Joe? equals MC. Oh, something in the month of May. Yeah, let's just do some comments real quick, and then we'll jump right into week 11. Go Brocs. Is it because of the Brocs or because of the Hook'em?
No, Horns down forever, but
She put. Hey Bradley, we're
hi Bradley.
Promise we weren't ignoring you. Need to take that wand away from him. We'll do it then. What's stopping you? Is that from the wedding?
Yes, 100% dressed up as Harry Potter people.
Oh, who were you?
I had a Slytherin cape.
Oh, I would have figured
just
you
went as our houses.
You keep unaliving people and doing the unforgivable curses.
Mm-hmm. Akio.
I have to put a flash warning for that now in case someone watches the YouTube for seizure purposes. Good job, Joe. Good job, Joe.
Thanks.
So if she also hates feet. Who does the feet rubs?
Me.
Wait, you touch her feet?
On occasion, just tickle her.
Joe, you hate feet.
I know.
Is your Christmas tree up?
No.
Have you watched the Christmas movie yet?
No, she did. I did not.
You haven't made him watch a Christmas movie yet? What are you doing? I've watched like 2.
It's too early.
All the NFL teams won. Correct. Except for the Patriots. I know you switched to the 49ers, but bye week doesn't count. Actually, the bye week has a winning record, so you probably lost. That should count for a win. All the teams, yeah. If every team in your division lose, yeah, that's kind of what happened with the Chiefs, but it wasn't the division; it was the rest of the seeds that were fighting for first seed. I was very happy with the slob on my Dobbs thing.
Pastronaut
to defeat the Vikings. Well, we'll make our picks in just a second. What if the Lions choke the division? I can't fathom that happening. I can see the Vikings making the playoffs, but I don't foresee that happening.
The Lions are just like a solid all-around team.
Yeah,
that's another guy I could see in the conversation is Goff. Goff is like in the combo at least, like
in the combo, but his 2 losses were really bad losses, and that might keep him out of it.
I mean, still.
But that's especially when they're on like national TV and everyone sees it. That's one of the things that that's also something that hurts the Cowboys. Like I know you said Mike has seen a lot more, but that also if say Dak is having a great Dak is having a great season. He's taking care of the ball. He's starting to he started off slow. He's starting to pick up a little bit. But if Dak has one bad game, everyone sees it because they are nationally televised. More people talk about his 3 interceptions against the 49ers.
That confuses me.
He confuses me too, Joe, all the time. I miss Romo.
That confuses me a lot.
Did I miss Romo?
No, Dak.
Oh, I thought you said that. No. Yeah, no, Dak is very confusing. I can agree with that.
He seems to do better when more is on his shoulders because the rushing offense is not that great.
Yeah, and that's the silver lining to me when they did lose to the Niners was the last game. Dak was not using his legs.
But the running game is not that great, and
it's not
doing better.
Yeah,
generally, you run to open up the pass, and
Mm-hmm.
They can't even do that. I don't.
I think he's also they're adjusting too. They're making the quicker slants, so we're getting CD involved a lot and a lot early, moving CD around for like basically quick passes that are like running game, like what the Packers did with Rodgers. I know Dak is not Rodgers, but it's the same concept: pass to open up the run. But the running in this case is Dak using his legs, not necessarily Pollard or Dowdle.
I also think a big. I think a big bonus for this year is I think CD jumped up a tier.
Yeah, CD's been incredible. He
I
actually,
I I think CD was always like that A- guy. He was really good, but I think he's gone up to that A with like the Tyreek Hills and the Justin Jeffersons, the AJ Browns. I think he's now into that tier.
in that like top 7.
Yeah, I think he's gone up a tier, and I
Mhm.
think that is actually the main reason that the Cowboys are looking better is that CD has gotten better.
Yeah, and they're utilizing him more too. But my thing is, what I don't like. I hate that this is a conversation, and it might just be because he's on the Cowboys. That people don't believe CD is a true number one receiver because he comes out of the slot. Um, like he's everywhere, and I like the flip side of that is because if he's coming out from X or Y or B or A or Z or whatever, he has to know all those routes in the playbook. Like, so technically, he's used the exact same way as Debo. They even use him in the run game.
Yeah.
Um, who else is used? Tyreek. Like, he's using this. Tyreek is always moving.
Yeah.
So it's just about finding the mismatches, and CD's good at beating the mismatch. And also, I really do love Jake Ferguson. I said at the beginning of the year that he was the number one, and I think he's kind of showed it that he is number one. Shoemaker confuses me too. I don't know. I feel like he can't catch.
I think CD is awesome. I think that has been the biggest reason that the Cowboys offense has looked better.
Yeah, and they're focal pointing him too.
But this goes back to a conversation I think we had prior to the season, maybe, where I started saying like I think wide receivers carry more of the offense than like they did back in like Peyton and Tom Brady's era,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
where like you need one of those elite guys, and I think now the Cowboys have one. Like he's one of those next level elite guys, and that makes the entire offense run smoother. Like if you look at the top tier teams, like they all have this elite skill player. Like if you don't have an elite like pass catching skill player, I don't know how you run an offense anymore. As far as like the Niners, like their elite skill position player is McCaffrey. He's next level. He's awesome. But like most of the other ones are all wide receivers for all the successful teams, except the Chiefs have Kelsey.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
every single team has an elite skill position. If you don't have that, I don't trust you.
Yeah, does that mean you're having more trust in the Cowboys? Just a little bit.
Yeah, more trust in them this year than I have in previous.
Yeah,
for sure. I honestly expected to have more trust in them this year, but I thought it was going to be because of Pollard.
Yeah. I have mixed feelings about Pollard, but this is exactly why I said that he was not better than Zeke. He was the change of pace guy.
Yeah.
And in this, he had some good creases against the Giants, but again, the Giants.
Yep.
And Dowdle had his moments too. But like it's just they're not bell cows, neither one of them. That's why I was talking about maybe they could try to get Derrick Henry or someone who's out there. Like maybe I kind of doubt it, but maybe David Montgomery was available. Like I know he was banged up at the trade deadline, but maybe he was available.
No, they weren't training him.
I just like someone like that, or a team who has an extra running back. Like if Chubb didn't get hurt, then Kareem Hunt would have been a good one.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things like they need that bell cow, but since they've kind of adapted the offense to flow through CD, it's looked more fluent.
Yeah.
Now Brandon Cooks looks like he might be coming on, but again, it's the Giants, so it's
Brandon
tough.
Cooks has like 2 games in which he's eclipsed like 4 targets.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
chill out. He's not not who he is.
no, I know.
He
He's not what they
had a
brought him in
great
for.
game, but he's not what you think he is yet.
Grain of salt.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta see what happens.
You need to get that target share up before I trust anything about you.
Yeah, hopefully it comes in the next couple of weeks. I got a couple of big games coming up. I'll talk about this when we make our picks. About my record prediction because I have this schedule pulled up.
I haven't looked at the schedule.
What's the record right now?
5-5.
Why do I feel like that's high?
They haven't had their bye week yet.
Oh, okay. No, I just feel like 5-5. I felt like that's too many wins. But Tua for MVP or no, comeback player of the year. No.
I could see both.
You think they'll give it to Tua? Because he did play most of the season.
He did, but like he was at the verge of retirement.
Like, so was Aaron Donald for the last 3 years.
Yeah, no, but doctors were telling him to retire.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't DeMar Hamlin, like Tua might be a top candidate.
Yeah. Shoot, if Lamar doesn't win MVP. Because Lamar got hurt last year.
Yeah, but there's a lot going on with Lamar where people didn't know if he was actually really hurt.
Yeah, that's fair. But also, stay tuned. And I like this. I don't know why they're randomly thrown in there, but always hook them.
They were after I flipped off.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. All right. Well, let's just jump right into next week. I still have the Raiders gonna Raider thing, which they're 1-2 straight with the interim head coach. The interim bump is real.
Yeah.
Let's go tomorrow night. Bengals, Ravens, possibly the hardest game to pick out of all the games. Also, I brought up week 9 results, week 10. We did do the show, but I texted you and we got our picks that way. You went 2-3, bringing your total on the year to 24-26. And I had our first 5-0 this year, bringing my total to 29-21. Biggest lead of the year. So I like that. And for anyone who wants to question the picks, they're right there. They were made before the games, and
I don't remember any of my picks. I don't remember any of your picks. So I'm just trusting you.
I can tell you the picks. You picked the Bears, the Falcons, the Jags, the Cowboys, and the Bills. And only the Bears and the Cowboys won. And then I picked the Bears. I picked the NFC North and then our teams. I picked the Bears, the Detroit with the favorite, Minnesota with the underdog, Dallas and Denver. Which is only the 3rd time my underdog has hit all year long. And also just for fun, because that's the type of person I am. I'm quoting here. I'm quoting Skylar Diggins, which is Joe in my phone. God, the dog I want, I can't give. I can't have. Ugh, give me the Jags, I guess, and Falcons' favorite. Which dog did you want? Raiders or Chargers?
Yep.
Because if Joe can't pick the Broncos to win, he will pick against them. That's why he didn't want them.
Yeah. I didn't like any of the matchups for underdogs last week, if I remember.
Which this
right.
week is wild too for underdogs.
Oh, it is. It's horrendous.
It's so bad. But we're just talking about tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So I already kind of know where I'm leaning. Do you know where you're going?
No, this was the one I put in question mark in our private chat.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I'll start it off then. I'm going Baltimore. I think they're the better team. Is T. Higgins back? The Ravens defense is amazing. I know they had a blunder last week, but they're really good. And I put the fork in the Bengals week 2. And I think this definitively, if the Bengals, this is a must win for the Cincinnati Bengals. To where if they lose another divisional game technically, I think the Browns are now the number 1 in the North because they have the head-to-head.
I don't know.
But I feel like if the Bengals, because the Bengals are still in last, because while the Bengals are winning, so is the rest of the AFC North.
Probably.
So they're not gaining ground. They need this game because it's going to be tough, and I'm going to stick with it. I think the Ravens can handle the Bengals. I also could see the Bengals handling the Ravens, but I'm just leaning so far into the Bengals are done since week 2 that I'm taking the Ravens. And if the Bengals do lose, I will definitively. I'm like done. I do not believe them in them at all. They could win the rest of their games, and I don't believe in it. I will definitively say this is the fork game for me.
I still don't know who the hell I'm picking. I think so. I think there are 3 contenders in the NFL right now, right? The Ravens are one of them, but I also think the Bengals are way better than what they've been playing.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like 2 belief systems going head to head, and I don't know what one. Give me the Bengals because why not? I guess
you don't even know.
I got nothing. I've come up with no reason to pick like tie.
You want to call it?
No, I'm not calling it. But like that is my actual belief is like I don't think I can pick a winner. I think like they're the same. I don't know.
So I wouldn't take my fork out of the Bengals 2 weeks ago on their win streak. But I will say Burrow playing through the injury proved me wrong. I still think they handled it incorrectly. I didn't think he could play through the injury and get better while playing with that injury.
Yeah.
That part I'll admit I was wrong. I will not admit that what they did was stupid.
Yeah.
Because they could have been 0-2 without Burrow, and then Burrow could have came back healthier earlier.
Yeah.
And then they wouldn't be in this must-win situation right now. And they could not have lost that game against the Texans last week, and they found a way to do it. Kudos to Stroud.
Mm-hmm.
Been incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So you're going against me head-to-head. You got to make up some ground, Joe. You're 5 games back.
For real, the only reason I'm picking that is I don't have a strong inkling either way, so I'm going to go with the underdog.
All right. They're 4-point underdogs.
Yeah. I don't have a strong point inkling either way.
4-point underdogs. It's a home game for the Ravens, so it's basically a flip, right?
No.
No.
Because really it's a 1.5 point.
Yeah. Well, it's a weighted coin flip.
Or 3 point, depending on how you want to think about it.
All right, so I got the Ravens. You got the Bengals. I could honestly see it going either way, but yeah, give me the Ravens at home. All right, week 11 picks. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, and Bradley is also on my side.
I got no inkling either way. So
yeah, I'm the kind of the same way, but I'm just like I said, I'm so far into the one take. I'm taking it all the way home until I'm wrong. So week 11, kind of depressing, right? We got 6 more weeks. Well, 7 more weeks of football because I forgot weeks. They have 1 more extra week. Yeah, the underdogs here are terrible. So let's just pick our underdogs first, right? Because they were just bad ones to look at, right? I mean, a
Yep.
lot of double-digit favorites and double-digit underdogs.
So we're going to underdogs.
Yeah, let's just, for
Fuck
Monday.
the Chiefs.
All right.
Give me the Eagles.
Taking the Eagles. Both coming off a bye week. I don't know what to think right now. If I were picking this game, I think I would take the Chiefs because, I would trust Andy Reid off a bye week more than I trust Sirianni.
See,
I hate Sirianni. I
don't
know what it's about him. I hate him.
The thing I'm thinking is actually like.
Go ahead.
But it hurts to say.
Oh.
It's hard to beat a good team twice in a season. Who do I think would win the Super Bowl if these two went head to head? I think it would be the Chiefs. Who do I think's winning the regular season matchup? The Eagles.
Didn't you say the Ravens were going to Super Bowl though?
Yep.
You're so conflicted right now. You're broken. Shit the bed.
Down their leg against the Browns, who aren't even a good offense.
And Deshaun Watson had a separated shoulder or broken shoulder or something.
Yeah. So I literally feel a pain in my chest for saying that right now. But that is the legit reason why, is that I think this may be a rematch year.
Mm-hmm. And flip side, the Chiefs just beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl. It's the same calendar year, so it's hard to beat a good team twice.
Yeah.
I think I would just lean the Chiefs mostly because of Andy Reid's track record after a bye.
If you're gonna say that, I have a point to say after you pick your dog.
Okay. And I really do not like Nick Sirianni, and it's not because he's an Eagle coach. I don't like his personality, and I don't know if it's just for show or what on the sideline. Like his whiny baby, give me a bottle. Like I don't, whatever he does on the side, I do not like him at all. I hate his mentality, I guess is the correct way to say it.
Yep. I just hated a lot of the underdog picks too. So
that too. The underdog picks are trash. But I'm going with a theme actually of my last couple of picks, I believe. Actually, nope, I lied because technically I picked this team to beat the team, and then they lost the team. They lost to them. But I picked them last week to lose. I'm going to pick them this week again to lose. Give me the Jets to take down the Bills. Touchdown underdog.
I like them to cover, but fun fact, Josh Allen in his entire NFL career has never lost 3 straight NFL regular season games.
Yeah.
Never. Yeah. And he's actually very good, like coming off of a loss, period. But he's never lost 3 straight.
Well, except for his last 2 losses were pretty bad.
They were. They were.
That's fair.
I don't know that they were entirely on him.
No.
I know that Broncos game wasn't on him.
No, yeah, there was 12 men on the field and all that.
12 men on the field. Gabe Davis let the one interception go right through his hands that went to Simmons.
Yeah.
James Cook hit the ball ripped out of his hands. Like,
yeah,
it wasn't on Josh. Josh, by no means, is in that top tier. He's not. There are 2 guys. That is Patty Mahomes and Joe Burrow, and then there's a big gap.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Before I would have said he was up there with Joe Burrow. Nope, there's a big gap. But that Broncos game wasn't on him. Specifically that game. I watched it. I watched all but the final 2 minutes because I passed out.
Because you were tired from the time change.
Yep, I passed out.
And that's how we go full circle. I also think that this Jets team is playing with a lot of confidence, and the Bills team is not. So that could play. They just fired their offensive coordinator, Ken Dorsey. the Bills.
I think their offensive coordinator's been 90% of the problems. So
So I guess we'll see. We'll see. Iron sharpens iron, right? But as I said, like the I guess I'm picking teams to like end their postseason hopes. This could be a fort game for the Bills. Go 5-6 with a daunting schedule coming up. Like I have it right here. They have this week. They got the Jets. They followed up with the Eagles. Then they have their bye week. And then they play the Chiefs, the Cowboys, and then they end with the Chargers, the Patriots, and Bills. Like I just looking at the schedule, I could see them losing 4 out of 7.
they play the Chargers, Patriots, and who?
The Dolphins at the end.
Okay, because you said Bills.
Oh, my bad.
That's why I was very confused.
Yeah, so like, let's say they lose this game. Just hypothetically, if they lose this game, they're 5-6, or if they win, they're 6-5. Then they play the Eagles, Chiefs, and Cowboys in that order.
Yeah,
that's.
I think 2 of their losses come there. Shay typed that I thought they'd go 10-7. I think that's 2 of their losses.
And then they went out the other.
Yeah,
Well, I could see it going either way. I feel like this game, if they go 5-6, though, it could be too tough. The same thing with the Bengals. The Bengals have a tough schedule too.
and in all honesty, like for the Bills, like for them going forward, they'd be better off losing. They'd be better off losing and getting a higher pick because that offense, you can't rely that much on the quarterback. You can't.
No, everything is him.
You need a running game. You need an offensive line. You need a pass target other than Diggs.
Yeah.
And that defense without Milano is horrendous.
Yeah, it doesn't help their secondary is banged up too. They're very injured.
Yeah, that defense is just not good right now.
But yeah, also Madden curse.
Yeah, maybe.
I saw a cover. It was did you see Josh Allen's face after the he was like
Shay,
pouty
Shay
face?
Shay sent it to me.
It was just him on sitting in the stands. It said Madden 24. Yeah, this could be maybe at the end of the season the Dolphins will put 70 on that defense again. On a beat up defense that doesn't have any secondary help. Maybe they'll rush for 700 yards too.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. This both I guess Bengals and Bills are both on the proverbial hot seat. I think the Bills have a better chance because they're not in last place in their division.
I don't think either team has a chance to win the Super Bowl, so I think losing is the best option. But that's just my personal belief. Like my GM mind is like, if you can't win the Super Bowl, fucking lose.
It's fair. Fact check, Bradley. Sorry, Josh Allen just throws interceptions. Nothing to do with Madden.
Josh Allen is John Elway reincarnated. Like
I like the Brett Favre comparison without MVPs.
He's Brett Favre. He's John Elway. He throws the ball really hard as far as he can, and those are the guys that get interceptions.
Yep, he does sling it. He's got 11 interceptions and 19 touchdowns. That's just passing. He does have rushing touchdowns.
Michael Vick was the same way. Like those guys that just want to rip it, that's what they do.
In Josh Allen's career, he has one season where he didn't have double-digit interceptions, and he had 9. Yep. But the Madden curse could be why the Bills are so bad. And Josh Allen has looked great, but then looked like really bad.
They need a viable running game. Like
he is the running game, and that's why it's a problem.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, why is your running back in the year 2023 Latavius Murray?
I mean, the running back is Josh Allen. But to each their own, I guess. Do what you got to do to lose games, Bills. Figure it out. The favorites were a little bit easier to pick, I think. I'll just tell you, I'm kind of in love with them right now. I love the way they're playing ball. Just give me the Texans. I don't even remember who they're playing, but give me the Texans.
I don't even
They were
remember
the
where.
Texans over Cardinals. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
give me the Texans. There's a 4-point spread. CJ Stroud has been playing phenomenal. Probably, he's on pace to destroy the rookie season for a quarterback ever. Far and away rookie of the year. Just give him the award now because the rest of the season doesn't matter. That's how dominant he's been or great he's been. I don't think anyone can steal that from him. And also, Kyler Murray still has Call of Duty brain. I'm sure of it.
for my favorite, give me the Browns over the Steelers. I think the Steelers are they're the most overperforming team in the league right now.
I mean, if you look at it, the Steelers and the Browns are almost identical.
No,
They don't have good quarterback play.
Mm-mm.
They have a very good defense or great defense.
The defenses aren't even comparable. The Browns are so much better than the Steelers.
Garrett is so much better. Like at this point, is it a conversation that Garrett's better than Watt?
Yeah.
I think it was already a conversation. I don't think Watt ever surpassed him, honestly.
As far as more talented, no.
Because Garrett's been a beat. Garrett should have probably won a Player of the Year.
The Steelers linebacker core, other than Watt, is nowhere near what the Browns is. Cornerback room, nowhere near what the Browns is.
Mm-hmm.
Safety, they have Minka. Cool. That's awesome. Everything else, give me the Browns.
Could you imagine if the Dolphins had Minka in that secondary? I'm sure there's really good photoshops of him and the Dolphins.
Probably. But the Browns offensive line is actually insane.
Yeah, very good. Fire Matt Canada.
The Steelers offensive line is not. And that I think is going to be the key in the game. The Steelers offensive line is horrendous. The Browns offensive line is good. Both have good or amazing defensive lines.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Browns. Yeah.
I'm with you. I would have went head to head with you just because it's one of the smallest point spreads for the underdogs. Because like we said, it's crazy. I
don't understand. The Steelers aren't good.
I mean, they're 6-3, so I mean, in Mike we trust.
They aren't good.
In Mike we trust.
Okay, they aren't good though.
They just need 3 more wins. That's all they're playing for. 3 more wins. Do you think they can get 3 wins out of the last 7?
Let me go look.
All right, Joe wants to, because he called the Steelers to not have a winning record at the beginning of the year, and they're 3 games away from a winning record. Mike Tomlin, and just there's no chance Puka wins the Rookie of the Year. He would hit Cooper Kupp coming back hurt as a touches. Maybe after week 3, maybe. But no chance for Puka. Unfortunately, it's a quarterback award too.
The Steelers need to lose out. They really need to rebuild, and they're just not. And
did you see their schedule? And they're going to win 9 games.
They're going to win enough games because they got they have the Cardinals and the Patriots and the Colts. Those are all winnable games.
Yeah,
and they'll probably win those 3, and have a winning record. And why? What is it doing for you? You're going to be average forever. Stop it. Get your help.
Insert Michael Jordan memes. Stop it. Get some help.
God, they're not good by any means. Kenny Pickett, bleh. Running game, trash. Now, is it trash or is it because the offensive line is horrible? I can't tell. They
A
both
little bit
suck.
of both. Do you think
Wide
it can be
receiver
true?
corps, fine, but that's like, eh. Tight end, Pat Freiermuth, I kind of like him. They need cornerback help desperately. Their defensive line is getting old.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really have middle linebackers. Like they need a lot of help, or they're going to be average for a long time. And I think that is the bane of existence: is being average.
Yep. But I think as long as Mike Tomlin can keep that, has never had a losing season, that's something that no one's going to ever repeat. To never have a losing season, like that's tough. Granted, it's not always a winning season, but to never have a losing season is it's tough.
I mean, Tomlin's great.
Yeah, I love
But,
Tomlin. Tomlin's one of the greatest coaches of all time.
Yeah, it's just you got then if you don't want to suck, trade up in the draft. Trade up. For God's
Fair
sake.
Fair that. I hear that. Let's in Mike we trust. And I mean Mike McCarthy. There's so many Mikes. Mike drop.
Very common name.
Yeah, it really is. Well, guess we can move on to the Cowboys taking on the Panthers. I know a couple weeks ago I said if the Panthers hadn't won, I feel like this would be a trap game. It still kind of feels like a letdown spot, but I think they come in. I think they cover the spread. I think it was 10. I think they cover the spread. I think they cover the spread.
I think they win. I don't know if they cover the spread or not. I think they win.
Yeah, I think they'll cover the spread. Like I thought they would cover the spread against the Giants. I didn't think they would go up 28-0 before halftime, and Dak is sitting on the bench at the start of the fourth.
I did. DeVito's horrible, dude.
No, I know. I just didn't think the Cowboys offense was going to put it, because the first game against the Giants, it was the defense and the special teams that put up all those points.
The Giants need to just run the triple option and give up on throwing the ball right now.
Just have Saquon be quarterback.
My God, it's so bad.
Yeah, have Saquon, Matt Breida, and
bring in the Air Force guys. Run the triple option.
Yeah, there you go. If the Cowboys blow this, they can't afford to, as good as they're playing, which I know they lost to the Eagles, but they played good. As good as they've been playing the last 4 weeks, well, I'm including the bye, so the last 3 weeks, they cannot afford to drop a game like this. They drop a game like this, I might even be out on them.
Out on them as far as what?
Like I wouldn't even want them to make the playoff. I would want them to lose out. I'd be where you're at with the Broncos.
Yeah, valid.
Because I still think that they can compete. I think they can compete with the Eagles. They can compete with the 49ers. Maybe. We have to see that. Because week 5? Week 5 was an ass kicking. But the previous 2 times before that, they were close games coming down to last possession. So I feel like they can compete. You can't lose this game on this spot.
Yeah, give me the Cowboys. Panthers are bad.
And then we got the last game. And
are the Broncos playing a game this week?
I believe so, yes. And they're all actually they have a winning streak, Joe.
Give me the other team.
Oh shoot. He's got is this like reverse psychology?
No.
But are you glad you're at least seeing a little bit of fight in the dog?
Yeah. I appreciate the fight, but like that offense still isn't good. And I'm tired of Wilson is undoubtedly better than Watson. It is by far a better trade than what the Browns did for Watson. Yeah, valid. Wilson, stop Broncos fans. Stop. Don't try to put him in the MVP conversation. Stop. You're throwing up efficiency numbers. Stop. DeAndre Jordan used to lead the NBA in efficiency. Nobody was ever talking about him as NBA MVP. Stop. It's not on his shoulders enough for him to win MVP. They are doing some nice things, but they're doing it. They're playing scared still on offense. They need to stop playing scared on offense before I start picking them.
There we go. We got the bite. Now we just need the risk.
Mm-hmm.
We got the biscuit. Now we need to risk it.
We had 4 turnovers, or we forced 4 turnovers against the Bills, right? We didn't gain a single first down afterwards.
I know I saw this stat during that game. After I think they had 5. I think 4 were Josh.
No,
Or
we
3
only
were
forced
Josh.
4.
Huh?
We only forced 4.
I thought there was a. Well, it was teams who have turned the ball over so many times in a game and win, and it's like a crazy stat. Like you just don't win. You turn the ball over that much, you don't win. And I just remembered the last person to do it, Tony Romo, against the Bills.
Yeah, no, they didn't.
That might not actually be true. It might not be the last person, but he definitely did it on Monday Night Football.
They didn't gain a single first down after a turnover. Defenses set them up in a lot of good spots. I think the defense has come around. I like the new secondary and new look secondary. Defense is showing a lot more fire. The offense just, it's not sealing it for me yet. They need to take some risks. They need to, you can't win a fight without throwing a punch.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
So until then, I'm picking against them still.
So you're on the Dobbs roller coaster?
I mean, they at least take shots.
So Dobbs can take them higher?
Absolutely.
And we're here with the Broncos, and I'm 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking. It seems to be working. Like you pick against the Broncos because you want to see more, and their defense since that 70-point blowout has actually started to look like the Broncos defense. I think they can get this win against the Vikes. Just like I did say, I feel like they could get the turnovers against the Bills.
I mean, I think the defense is capable of it. I don't know how long you can sustain based off of like the last 2 games. Last 3 games, so our 3-game winning streak, we have forced 11 turnovers. How long is this sustainable to force that many turnovers?
It's not, but it's just small sample size, but they're on a hot streak.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 hottest teams in the league going head to head.
Let's go. Dobbs made it's tie.
2 hottest teams in the league. Well, okay. Eagles are tied with the Broncos for second longest winning streak. Vikings have the longest winning streak.
And they at 6.
5.
Because they won 2 with Dobbs.
Yes.
All I know is if the Vikings win, that the NFC playoff picture could just be basically like the teams could be set. Just the seeding needs to be.
Yeah.
Because right now they're in that 7th seed. So.
like the way the Broncos are weak is how the Vikings are weak on offense. So like it defensively, it's a weird matchup. I don't really care.
Yeah.
But the offense, if they don't take shots, we're not going to force enough turnovers to get fucking 3 field goals from 30 yards out.
Yeah. That's
And
would
with
be a 9-6 game.
maybe if there's not a 12th man on the field, we lose the game.
Maybe. I don't know how you make that mistake in crunch time.
I don't either.
I don't. That's such a dumb mistake. Because didn't he miss it?
He missed it, yeah.
And then they were 12 men.
Yep.
That's so bad.
Yep.
That's I don't even know what to say to that, honestly. Well, it's about that time. I know it again. If you like listening to a bunch of idiots talking sports, then we're the spot for you. Follow us on YouTube and anywhere else you get your sports. Literally anywhere your podcast.
Asta.